Hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here, and in this video I'll show you 2 easy ways to play videos on your website. So whether it's a simple tutorial in a post, a complete course on a membership site, a sales page, or anywhere else that you need to play a video, you're going to need a way to display it and actually play it on your site. Now, I've found 2 ways that I find the easiest. The first is simply to use YouTube or another video site like Vimeo or Wistia, and the second is a new tool I have called Simple Video Management System. That's a plugin. I also own a Easy Video Suite, which I've used in the past, but it's a lot more expensive and it has a ton of bells and whistles that I just don't use. So let's take a look at YouTube first. Here's a page where I have a video inserted where I just use the YouTube URL and I just put it in the WordPress editor. So what you would do in that case is you'd go over to YouTube, to your channel, go onto the page where your video is, and then scroll down a little and click on share. Then you grab this URL and you'll copy it, and then you go over to the post. Here's the post again that I have this on. Click on edit post. Then scroll down to where you want to insert the video. You can see here I already have it in here, so I'm just going to delete that so you can see it. And then I'll just paste that video URL right in there. Don't worry about the formatting here. That's just because that's what it automatically does. And then I'll update it. Actually, first I'll preview the changes to make sure it's showing up okay. And then I scroll down and there's the video. So that's about as easy as you can get. Of course, it has the YouTube, what do you call them, the branding on there. So if I click play, then I'll just pause it a second, you can see it says YouTube. So you'd be losing people going over to your YouTube when you really want them to stay on your site. It also doesn't have that much flexibility in terms of how it shows up. But let me show you the other option. So I'm going to go back and over to my dashboard now. This is the dashboard for Simple Video Management System. And as I said, this is a plugin that you upload to your WordPress dashboard. You can use YouTube videos still, but you can also use videos that you host elsewhere. So if you have a lot of big ones, you don't want them available publicly, then you could host them on, I use Amazon S3 because it's very, very cheap to host them there and very secure. And you can also organize them easily. So if you see here, I just started loading some videos in, mostly from YouTube, and I named them based on some of the categories on my site. So I loaded some in my profit from content category on my site where I have a lot of tutorials, and then I started putting some other ones in. That way you can easily find things. And there's some other marketing options in here, but and there's the short code here. After you've loaded it, you get this little short code that you can put in any post, but you can also add it from the post. And let me just go through some examples so that you can see it a little more easily. So let's see, let me add a new one first. I'm going to add that repurposing one that was from YouTube a second ago, the one I added to that post with the direct YouTube URL. So all I'll do is click on add new, then I'll name it, and as I said, I'm going to name it based on the category that it's in. So I'll name it with repurpose, and that particular one was on using slides. Now I could put in the MP4 URL, I'll show you that option in a minute, but then I have that share URL from, if you remember, from YouTube, and I'm just going to paste that in. Then I'll go down, it does a default video size, but I'm going to put in a slightly wider one because I want it to be a bit wider. And I'll make that 560, and it automatically put the correct height on there as well. I also want it to be centered. The YouTube one automatically left aligned it. And that's all. I'm not going to do any of this other stuff. The splash image I don't need because I loaded one into YouTube already, and also YouTube would just grab one automatically. And that's it. I just press save. Okay, it saved it and put it back into my dashboard. And now I'm going to go back into that post where I put the YouTube URL. and put this one from Simple Video Management System instead. As I said, I could grab the short code from here and put it in, or I'll show you how you add it directly from the post. So I'm back in the editor for that post, and I'm going to scroll down again. Here is still the YouTube URL, so I'll delete that again. And I just create a space where I want to put it. And at the top here in your editor, I'll click on Add Video. I'm going to search for the video. And this is where it's helpful to put that naming convention on all your videos. I click on Search. Anything that has that word in it is going to show up. I just have the one. I click on it, and it automatically puts it in. And then let's take a look, preview again of what that looks like. And it's just loaded up. I'll scroll down, and there you can now see the demo video without having all that YouTube branding. It's got a play button that's a square instead of a triangle. But if I click on play, and then I'm just going to pause that, you'll see there's no YouTube branding. It can still expand it to widescreen or have it small, and it's centered it automatically. So that's using the Simple Video Management System with a YouTube video. You can also use something for using where you have it hosted elsewhere. And let me show you that with one that I've already uploaded. And it's a video that customers get when they first buy something. It's a getting started plan. So I'm going to open that one up so you can see it. And here you can see I named it again with a new naming convention, customer, so this would be any videos that just customers get. And in this case, instead of having a YouTube URL, I have it uploaded to Amazon S3, and I had to grab the URL from there. So let me show you what that looks like in Amazon. I'm over in my S3 account, which is free to set up, and then they just charge you based on how much you use, how much streaming space you use, and it's very cheap. And you set up different buckets like folders where you put your content. Here I have a bucket just for all my Content Sparks media, and then I created different folders in here based on that same naming convention I used for the videos so that I can find things easily. So I have one called Customer Videos, and that's where I have that particular video. To get the URL for something like this, you just click on it, click at the top on Properties, and there's a link there, but you have to make sure that it's visible for everyone. So you'll have to add a permission. I've already done it, but the way you do it is you click on Add Permissions, click the down arrow, it would be everyone, and then you'd click on Open Download. I don't need that twice, so I'll just delete that. And then you would save it, and then you go up and grab this URL, which is what I did before, copy it, just Control-C, go back to your panel, and then here I've already pasted it in. And then you'll go down and set the width. In this case, I made it a little bit wider so that it would, obviously have more space for people to view, even though they can expand it. Centered it, and then again, saved it. And then I'm going to go back to that post, and let's find that post. That is here. It's on downloading your content implementation plan. I have the editor open already. So I'm going to scroll down, and here's the short code already, but let me show you how I added that in. I did the same thing as I did before. Actually, let me show you how you would just copy in the short code, because I already showed you how to add video. So I'm going to go back to the panel again. Here's the short code. All I did was click on it. I'm going to Control-C to copy it. And then if I delete this again, now I'm just going to paste that in, exact same code as when you add it from there. And let's just preview that and open it up, scroll down, and there again you can see the video. So very, very simple. I'll show you a few more tricks on that particular tool. For managing the videos, I told you before, you need to name them so that you can easily find them. And then for any of the videos, you can also see where they're already showing. So if I click on something like this list building funnel, it opens it up. You can see all the details again. You could edit it, and any edits you do here will show up on whatever pages you have that video. There's some the short code is here. There's raw code that you could put onto any page. Doesn't have to be a WordPress site, so that's a little more advanced. And then you can see here it also shows what pages or posts it's used on, and I can click directly to that page. So I could click on that and immediately open up the page and see what I did. This other one I'll show you in a second too, but let me go back up. There's one other, there's some advanced marketing features in here too. Things like showing some HTML after say 30 seconds, and then having some code there for say a buy button, or getting to the end of the video and automatically redirecting people to a different page. Like if you're in a lesson plan with a number of different tutorials and you want them to automatically go to the next page. There's autoplay, I never use that. Hide controls, I just leave it. I like people to be able to control their videos. Loop video where it starts over again, I don't use that either. Splash image URL, we mentioned that before. If you have a video, it's going to show up on a page and you're using that MP4 file, you want to make sure that you have a pretty image that it starts out with. And you can again just create some sort of image that's the same size as the video, put it up in Amazon S3, grab that permission, make sure it's visible for everyone, and then grab that link and put it in here. There is one other thing I want to show you, and that's on the grid. This is just an extra feature that they're working on making some changes to, but it's nice to see it, see how it's going to work. If you open up that grid setting, you can drag and drop videos into this particular box here and drag them around, show them in any order that you want, and it'll put some short code up here. You could specify number of columns. Certainly I wouldn't do more than 2. And then you'd grab that short code and put it into a post. And here's what that looks like. On this page here, I set up the page, and then just in the WordPress editor I put in that short code, and it pulled up all the videos that I put into that grid. And then of course I can go in and add some different text above and below. Here's what that short code looks like in the site, and as you can see it has the number of videos and it just pulled it up. So let me just go back to the dashboard again. As you can see, very, very basic, very simple, easy to upload your videos, easy to play them. So you have 2 options. This is a very inexpensive plugin. Of course, YouTube is free, but I suggest you use something like this where you can organize your videos, easily add them, not have the YouTube branding on them, and always see where they are, make any changes easily. So I'll put the link to this plugin underneath this video, and I hope that was helpful for getting those videos onto your site.